this physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Short, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
Because we
therapist.
are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
And our opinion, of course, Bob.
Okay, this video is entitled How to Sit Pain-Free in Your Vehicle When You Have Back Pain or Sciatica. Ideally, when you have back pain or sciatica, you're going to avoid sitting in the car as much as possible. This isn't the time to go on a long trip, Brad.
Right.
This is the time to see if you can figure out an alternative. Because even if you have ideal posture when you're in the car with sciatica, it's still going to be hard on your back.
Right.
When you're in the car, this is going to simulate the seat, by the way, of the car. And this is the spine. Let's see, a Brad pointing that way. Even if you have perfect posture like this, there's still lots of shock absorption and stress on the back.
Right.
And unfortunately, a lot of people also tend to sit somewhat rounded here. So that's what we're going to try to avoid and show you today how to get out of that.
Right. I mean,
alternatives.
Even if you have perfect posture and you sit in the car for, hour, 2-3 hours, it's not going to be good for a sciatica situation.
Right. And so we're going to talk about some hints about what to do if you are forced to drive, for a living.
Right.
To get to work and back. So
exactly.
Let's start, Brad. I'll get in the chair here. So the first thing with the seat is that you want to make sure that you slide your butt all the way back as far as possible.
Right.
Because if it's forward like this, you're going to slouch.
Yeah, there's just no doubt, no way around it. And you'll feel it. When you push in, you can tell you're getting good posture.
Right. Now, your seat might have a built-in lumbar roll, a lumbar support.
Right.
If it does, make use of it.
Right.
Because you don't need to use a different one because that will also adjust to your particular curve.
Right. And some cars, I've had patients that didn't even know they had it in their car with back pain. So I literally go out into the parking lot with them and show them how to use it. Sometimes it's a mechanical one where
Sure.
you turn. Sometimes it's a button where it's electric and it goes.
Those are really nice because you can actually adjust them throughout the trip then,
right.
as you're driving along. All right, let's say you don't have anything. The first thing you're going to do is probably try a rolled towel because... Wouldn't you say?
Right, except for like the note of changing the seat angle.
Oh, we'll get into that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too.
All right.
Well, let's start with the towel.
Sure.
If you don't. If you're a thinner or slighter person, you're probably going to not need as much support as if you are a larger person with a larger buttock. You can see there's going to be more of a gap there in that type of person. So I typically use a very thin foam that I put in my low back, actually almost little right by my belt line or even a little bit below. And that is plenty for me. As you can see, even this, it starts to almost put too much of an arch in there.
And you'll feel it. It'll feel comfortable when you put it in there. If it's too big, you're going to feel it's like, you'll know. It's very clear.
And that's what's nice about the towel. You can adjust it to, fit what is going to work for you. So then once you decide what size you need, you can then get something more permanent and these can actually wrap around the seats so you don't have to keep adjusting it and you don't have to keep looking for it. This one is actually fairly thick.
Right.
So, I mean, and dense.
Yeah.
So
these are McKenzie lumbar supports. They make a good support, and they make a variety of sizes. You'll see there will be round ones. That one's called the D shape.
Look at this one. Look how far
I
am with that one.
And if you have a really soft car seat or an old car seat where it's hollowed out, you're going to need a thicker one, even if you're a thinner person. So there's a lot of variables you have to take account for.
Yeah, this one's a little less dense, isn't it, Brad? And
yeah.
This one's getting closer to what I need. This one actually doesn't feel bad. Here's an air-filled one. Again, another McKenzie one. Kind of nice because it's you can adjust it a bit.
Yep.
My wife likes this one. She uses one like this in the car. And it actually, I would like this one too, Brad. It sits right on my sacrum nice, and it gives me good support.
Yeah, it conforms nice.
Let's show them yours.
Yeah, I've tried all of these. It doesn't
want
work.
to sit down and show?
Doesn't work for my back, but I've got a different situation. But this is the one I use. It's memory foam, and it supports the whole back. It does have a little bit of a lumbar support, and I put it in there like that, and And it's very nice. Should we mention
Yeah,
the dead
why
pedal?
don't you go ahead and jump onto
So
that?
Bob mentioned that you should scoot your bottom all the way back in, and in most cars, in the left-hand corner on the floor, there's a surface. It's not as big as this, but it's where you
It's
can
a-
put your foot on.
I
and
saw stationary inclined footrest, and you called it a
Dead pedal.
Yeah, they both make sense to me.
Right. So it's that little spot there on the left-hand side. It's a angled platform, solid. You put your foot and push your bottom back, and you're going to do that while you drive
Exactly.
regularly, every 10, 15 minutes, because you'll slide down like this, and you got to get it back up in there, and it'll feel good.
The surprising thing to again, Brad, on that is a lot of people know they don't know they have it in
Right.
their vehicle
Or
until
why it's there.
or why it's there. So what Brad was alluding to before is that you want to have the seat fairly upright,
Yeah.
because if it's back like this, set back like this, the thing you're going to do is you're going to reach for the steering wheel and you're going to round out.
Yeah.
So you want to have it fairly straight, upright. You want to be fairly close to the steering wheel. If you're not, if you're like, for example, if the steering wheel is way over here, again, you're going to round out.
Yeah.
And also, you want to keep your feet fairly bent. If they're really straight like this, it's going to be easier for your seat to slide forward.
Sure.
So that's a nice adjustment to make too. The steering wheel. We're borrowing your imagination here now. So here's the steering wheel. Ideally, they tell you to be at 10 and 2.
Right. So.
Yeah. That's going to start causing you to slump a little bit. So we prefer like 9 and 3.
Bring it
or
down.
down to 8 and 4. Yeah. 8 and 4, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, that's good for your shoulders too.
Yeah, it's better. It's going to be better for your shoulders. It's going to be a lot less stress on them. So you want to do that also. Let's see. We're also going to talk about actually getting out of the car and into the car correctly.
Sure.
So when you get out of the car, you don't want to do what's, if the door's right here, we open it up. You don't want to do what's typical where people open this way.
Yeah.
They don't want to do this where you get the one leg out and then you start coming out.
Right,
you want
one foot at a time.
You want to put one foot, another foot, turn all the way around, and then get up straight like this, as opposed to getting out like this where you're twisting and turning and bending.
Right. And sometimes if your back is pretty sensitive, a lot of times there's a handhold above. You may want to use that to help do the twist.
So getting into the seat would be the same thing.
Right.
You'd open the car door. You'd go ahead and sit down, again, keeping nice and straight back, and then bringing in one leg and then bringing in the other leg.
Right, taking your time.
Do not try to reach to the back seat. This is really bad on your shoulders, actually, and it's really bad on your back to be reaching to the back seat and grabbing something. I do this all the time, Brad. I just one thing I got to listen to myself. I forgot something and I need it in the front seat. I'm like, I'll be
reaching back if I can. Plus, it's just not very safe, particularly if you're driving.
No, well, I don't do it when I'm driving, but I do. I am unfortunately guilty of that at times. The other thing is, after you drive for a while, you really don't want to get out of the car and lift anything heavy for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
When you're sitting like this, the back ligaments are stretching out and your back is less stable. Plus, there's that pressure on the disc.
Right.
So your discs are a little more vulnerable to having a problem. And I remember, Brad, this happened to me specifically. I went on a 3-hour trip back home, got home, and I grabbed a cooler out of my back back trunk. I'm like, I felt it right away.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a very vulnerable time.
Get up, walk around, and you'll probably notice if you are having back pain, when you get out of a car, you've been sitting there for a while, it takes a little walking before you feel comfortable and straight up again.
And Brad, brings up a good point. As much as possible, you should try, if you have to go on a trip, break up the trip into increments.
Right.
Try to stop every half hour or every hour and walk.
Right.
And also you can do standing back extensions.
Sure.
So, because you've been flexing a long time, a lot of times if you take your hand and bend back like this and do like a repetition of 10 reps,
sure,
that can help, offset the bending that you've been doing for quite a while.
And if you're sore and that's not tolerated, I hate to say it, but you should lay down on your stomach and do some press ups.
Yeah.
I didn't see it, but I had an instructor of mine from a McKenzie course, and one of his patients out on the interstate
Oh, no
pulled over,
kidding.
yeah, and he did his press ups. You know, not on the road, but well in a safe area. But
Yeah, you could bring a piece of cardboard along. I mean, we joke somewhat, but really not. I used to have patients that were in a factory setting that they got a piece of cardboard and they would lay on the cardboard and do press ups on the floor.
right. And
So
if you're not familiar with the press ups on this video, you'll see it a number of
yeah, well,
times
that's
on
one of
our
the
series.
it's one of the exercise videos that we'll allude to. So remember, you're trying to stop the pain makers, and sitting is a pain maker. So you want to sit as correctly as you can, but avoid it as much as possible too.
Very
So
good.
all right, thanks for watching.
Drive safely.